It's a past war. Caveats to Manadu, right? Distinguished guests from abroad and the local university, ladies and gentlemen, here I would like to go to my introduction. It's called the Taiwan-Malaysia Connection, Exploring the Exchange of USR and Sustainable Cities. Professor Wu, you so inspired me from your speech this morning. You can see, firstly, I'm a farmer. Yeah. So, this is the contents of our lectures. First, I would like to introduce our fields and the partners. And second, I want to talk a slogan I say is 1 pound, 1 school, 1 community action plans. And the third, I would like to introduce our international USR design workshop. And Professor Zhang, who will give you more detail in the later. Okay, this is the satellite map of Taoyuan City. You can see there's a lot of dots. This is what we call the pound. In Chinese, we call the Pitang. Because in the past, Taoyuan City is most is agricultural areas of the northern part, Taiwan. But nowadays, recently, I think Taoyuan has become the most prosperous areas in Taiwan. So the ponds used to be a very precious water resource for farming, but recently, because their value has been totally ignored, so I start doing our USR job. I must say it's the first one. You can see the highlight area is the first one. I use this area for our study areas. And I use these areas and collect different schools from university and the local high school, middle school, primary school, and some our partner, our NGO groups, different NGO group. And the red dot is our university located. So there's so many different schools joined together, collaborate with Zhongyuan Christian University to develop our project. So there are 3 main programs. The first one is we want to take care of senior and vulnerable groups' welfare. And the second one, the Food and Nutrition Society. And the third one, we use our expertise design to create some design entrepreneurship. And among those 3 groups, they have different kinds of courses. We have at least more than 78 courses related to the different groups. And in recent, altogether about 1,600 more students and teachers join this program. So why we call the 1 pound, 1 school, 1 communities? Sorry. In the middle is the pond. Use the pond as a survey and the study areas. We can teach students what is the eco-preservation, what is the climate adjustment, what is the cultural landscape, what is the environmental education, and of course, the agricultural economy. So, in terms of professional consulting, we asked some NGO organization, the specialists from the NGOs, to teach the students what is the most important precious resource in different ponds. And we have implement strategies, try to encourage students come out of the classroom to do some outdoor educations. And the third, we have an overall connection plan. So you can see, individual ponds are always surrounded by communities. And every community always have a school, primary schools, middle school, high school, whatever. So in the future, I want to, to become a blue and a green map for the Taoyuan cities. So in recent years, we have helped different schools from primary school to high school. They have been awarded different kind of awards from international, national, or local. So you can see the poster and the picture showing the principal of the school. They're so happy to be awarded the international or national prizes. Recently, I have visited more than 50 schools to teach in the classroom. First, I teach their teachers. Then teachers will teach their students. And of course, we have done some tour as well. So then the phase 2, we want to use our experience to share with our partners. Firstly, in our university, they have so many international students from different countries. So again, I bring them to visit the different ponds and give them some courses. Then phase 2, we find this one is we call it city planning. Because of the MRT, a green line MRT, there are some stations located. So the city government want to design a new city planning. But if the city planning totally implemented, so many precious farmland, including the ponds or traditional houses, could be totally destroyed. So 3 years ago, some farmers come to my office, ask me my help. So I say, no problem. We use this project as our USR project. So you can see the initial city planning, all the city planning all just grid pattern. They ignore the natural resources, green ponds, irrigation ponds. So this is, if it is finished, could be a disaster to the people. So from 2021, 22, 23, those 3 years, we working together. We collaborate with UCSI University, their teachers and students. We work together. Of course, the first 2 years, because of the COVID-19, we can share our courses by internet, online, but we still, doing the courses. So finally, this is a good result. Okay, I make it a very conclusion. Finally, the original city planning has been limited to within the 500 meters already. So the other area has been kept reserved. You can reserve these areas. I show the picture very quickly. So from last year's, because the COVID-19 has passed away, we take a chance to visit Malaysia and make some presentation. And just last week, we finished 2024 International Design Workshop, Professor John bring their teachers and students to Taiwan, which is our points and our study areas. So we have done a lot of jobs. I think Professor Zhang will give you more detailed introductions. I think recently Taiwan is terribly hard, but the students and the teachers, they work so happy and stand. Thank you very much. So I give you to the other part to the Professor Zhang. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Yeah, maybe let me introduce a little bit about myself. I am Teo. In fact, I'm Malaysian Chinese. Teo is a Hokkien dialect, which pronounced in Teo. Yeah, so literally means that I am a Hokkien. My ancestors from Hokkien, so I could speak Taiwanese a little bit. And I was educated at Jong Christian University over about 30 years ago. And then as I returned to Malaysia, I began to teach at the UCSR University as a lecturer. I'm currently the Deputy Dean for the School of Architecture and Built Environment. Yep, just a brief introductions. When I joined the university, the architecture school just started. So I think I got the luck and chance to be the pioneer of the school. So that gave me an opportunity to review the curriculums and also the way that how we want to turn the architectural education into a different one. Yeah, so I will just give a brief introduction about the idea. In fact, I have learned so much when I was a student at CYCU. Professor Chen was the lecturer as well as Professor Yu Zhaoqing 老师, yeah, was my, really, I admire both of their works because that as a student, I always see both of them working with the community at the surrounding of the universities. And even I understand that Professor Chen has been working tirelessly at the Pitang, yeah, in Taoyuan area. So I was so much inspired by the actions of the professor when I was a student at CYCU. So when I became a lecturer at UCSR University, I thought that we should actually bring something into the architectural education. Therefore, I came up with this diagram that at first that we thought that university will be an enclosed environment whereby the student will learn the experience through the class session, and basically the lecturer will teach the student with their experiences. This is a closed environment where we see that this should be the conventional approach. When I took over the headships, I began to venture into a possibility that how we could eliminate the borders of the university. Therefore, I see that this is somehow relevant to the USR approach, that we wanted to work with a lot of people instead of just talking to the student like one-to-one. So we begin to engage with a lot of partners. We call it strategic partnerships. So even with the government agencies. The fact is that as an architecture school, we always have a lot of design projects. Yeah, and in the past, we've been doing it as a virtual projects. For instance, that we will request the student to design the public library, but it will be a fake one. It's just an assignment to ask the student to do so. But by turning it into this pedagogy, in fact, we actually get a chance, get an opportunity to design the actual library by ourselves. So it cannot be done just by the lecturers and students. We will need a lot of support from the community as well. Therefore, I would say that this is probably the strategy that how we begin to get in touch with the people. I quickly run through the slides that will just explain that we try to get to know that who are the key person in every particular field. So recognize the field and then we identify them, and the most important thing is that we engage with them. And through, like for example, the visiting professors programs, as well as we hired them as a part-time lecturers. Yeah, so we then have a pool of experts and the people, like-minded people, that we can start with the approaches. As what I mentioned, that instead of doing a virtual projects, we could do an actual projects. So this is the actual connection that currently we have. And CYCU is also part of our connection internationally. So we share a lot of experience, and we are very thankful. I myself, as of course, very thankful that being an alumni of CYCU, so much resources shared to UCSI. For instance, Professor Chen just mentioned that last week we conducted a workshop in Taoyuan. Our students learned a lot from the experts, especially the builders that is specialized in bamboo constructions. Yeah, so, and just in 2019, I received a call from Professor Chen that inviting me as a partner to get involved in the university social responsibility. I think this is a good opportunity for us to go further to another level. So at the same time at UCSI, we also venture into another new platform that we established an NGO with the alumni and also with the students and lecturers. So this is a platform we created, which is registered as an NGO under the government. With this platform, then we begin to work closely that the collabs, and also we work with the like-minded people, and then we work through projects. Yeah, for example, we have live build community projects, and through these projects, we are able to get further connection to the more people that for even outside our industry. Yeah, so this is the current practices that we are doing now. We get actually a lot of students participated in this kind of collaborative approach. Yeah, so what is Life Build project? Basically, architecture school usually will have design brief, yeah, and then usually each of the students will come up with their proposal. And we will then get the best proposal, and we find a chance whether we could do it ourselves, yeah. So, but of course, the Life Build projects tend to be smaller in scale because that, of course, we are not going to break the rules. For example, the building, we do have some building that successfully implemented through the helps of the partners. Yeah, I just quickly flip through the slides so that this is a brief introduction of ourselves. I would like to also elaborate later on that how we connect with the CYCU later on. So with the ideas, I think yesterday we did discuss about the timing, which is really an issue especially when the university having different semester systems. So it has been a very challenging task for us that therefore we come up with an idea that throughout the whole year's semesters curriculum planning that we will treat it like a project. In some courses, we treat it like a project so that we know that the first semester there will be some involvement into the planning and about looking for the resources. And during the semester break, there are a bunch of lecturers and also the student will be working on the ideas of implementing or so-called design development. So at the second semester, it would be another phase of review and towards the end of the year, then we will have the actual projects. So we have started this one, I think, since the beginning when we get involved with CYCU. So this is a quick, probably this is a record just to show, for example, that we have so much activities carry on. And we do have this special products, we call it slot bench, which in fact is an idea of portable classroom. A portable classroom. We make our first year student, every one of them will have to learn how to make it because we engage so much with the community and we share these facilities with the community. Whenever we go, we bring the benches. We bring the benches, we can then form a classroom everywhere we like. Yeah, so this is a common practice, the first induction courses at the labs, and it can be combined into many forms. For the CYCU, UCSR, we use this a lot for exhibition, and that is so impactful because the community actually eventually get to know what the ideas behind it. Yeah. Okay, this is very cheap. I think it's less than 300 Taiwan dollars for a bench. Yes, it's very cheap so that when we finish it, and then we will bring into many communities for exhibition because we wanted to showcase to the people about the idea behind. So these are basically create the platform or the classroom outside the campus. We find a lot of opportunity, like we work with the community. And this is also collaborate with a few actually alumni from CYCU as well that into the community projects. We share this idea And we continue to move on to create another things. And in 2020, we successfully built a small library with a bench. Actually, it started from a bench and ended up as a building. So this was done during the COVID. Yeah? So we worked tirelessly and also closely with the community. And when we get the news from Professor Chen's that there's an opportunity for us to work together, and therefore I think during the first meeting it was conducted online. Professor Chen, I remember that he shared a lot of ideas that how to work with the community and also to go beyond architecture, especially the 实养实造, 经营共创. I still remember the terms, which is quite impactful for me. So therefore, I think that we should go beyond the realm of architecture, and in fact that that shifting me to another platform that we wanted this to be more impactful, so that we wanted to create an opportunity like what Professor Chen has just presented about the urban planning strategy, that the student will work together during the international workshop, and then we invite the policymakers, all right? In an occasion, in the exhibition, we invite them, and with them sharing their ideas towards things, and then we share the experience. Yeah, so these are some people, the enabler in the community. They are actually quite good. This is our implementation of our design projects. Okay. Construction, maybe I would. So we turn it into a handbook so that during the workshop, we have been doing this since 2015, and we gain a lot of experience throughout the exercises. And therefore, when we come to know about the USR projects, which we try to formalize it and also try to have more engagement with the authority instead of just focusing on the creation of architecture. Okay, let me forward to the projects that we have just conducted in the international workshop. As what Professor Chen mentioned, that during the COVID, we couldn't have a physical engagement. Therefore, we quite interestingly, we create an online platform, and both of us, we choose a specific site with the similar elements. For instance, that Taoyuan has the Pitang, the ponds. In Malaysia, we have a lot of tin mining lakes, tin minings. Yeah, in the past, I think more than 150 years ago, there was a lot of tin mining activities in the Kuala Lumpur surroundings. So therefore, we have a lot of water body. So we work closely with the community with this area to foresee what could happen in the future, like for example, the impacts of MRT, urban planning. And that actually helps a lot, yeah, for the people to realize that it's going to be a big impact for them. So we conducted a workshop engaging with the community. We did exhibition, and also we visit the villager, interview them with about 2 or 3 week session, and visit the places, and therefore we come up with the ideas. The student design, and then we present to them and get their feedbacks. And during this occasion, and usually the villager would not be able to express their thought, yeah, to the authority. This is actually probably a bridging that we helps them to raise their opinions and the things to the authority, which is actually quite successful. The person in blue t-shirt was the members of parliament that is basically managing the area. And then we are actually also focusing on the river. So this is a related topics that Professor Chen has been working on. Our student attended online courses and physical courses provided by CYCU. Especially, I think this is more, advanced kind of knowledge towards the understanding the ecosystem and also to implement it into the design. Just last year, we have the engagement with the local community. They have a few ideas in hand, so that, in fact, currently we are implementing one of the ideas that we have studied. I forgot to mention to Professor Chen that one of the products that we have discussed last year is going to be implemented, yeah, with the support from the people and also from the governments as well. So, yeah, and see the familiar benches. We use the benches and we convert a lot of places immediately into a classroom environment. Therefore, I think that we will continue to do it, and with our partner, CYCU. I'm very grateful that we were given this opportunity to share the experience, and so happy to be part of the community. Thank you.